everybody. Welcome to the first Leicester branch meeting of the season. Our speaker tonight is Sam Shabad. Is it okay if I call you Sam? Sam? Okay, thanks.
Formally,
I have to pronounce your Christian name, to be honest.
yeah, formally my official name Vsevolod, but nobody outside of Slavic world can pronounce it right, can spell it right. So Sam is good enough for Christian part of world, for Muslim part of world, for Jewish part of world. Sam is a quite universal name.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes. Right. Okay. So 20 years experience in cybersecurity, with particular focus on AI security. So we put your write-up on the website. I'm sure everybody's read it. So without further ado, can I hand over to you, Sam? And thank you for coming on board and giving us this interesting talk. Yes, can I hand over to you, Sam?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm waiting until more people will join. And
Okay, right.
if you...
I'm letting them all in.
If you said that I can start, I am ready.
Well, we've got 24 people, so I think we're ready when you are, please.
Okay. Do you see my screen now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Let me start. First of all, I appreciate the assistance of BCS and personally John for arranging this webinar. And I appreciate University of Liverpool. Surprisingly, despite my grey beard, I am still master student in cybersecurity, and this presentation is based on my essay prepared for University of Liverpool, and university allowed me to use this material to publicly speak. What we will talk about? I will say a few words about myself, and then we will discuss artificial intelligence strategies of different countries. We will discuss different AI regulations and different management frameworks. We will discuss some AI risk mitigation strategies. And of course, we will discuss this matter, and I hope it will not be just lecture, but actually a webinar with warm discussion of people who are interested in artificial intelligence success and interested in increasing of AI penetration. So a few words about myself. I love to say about myself as an international octopus, because I'm not a straightforward cybersecurity guy with multi-decade background in, for instance, police, and counterintelligence service, and army, and full backpack of bullet nails. It's not about me. I started my professional career in the middle of 80s as a software developer. Later, at the start of internet era in Russia, I changed my focus to become a network engineer. For 18 years, I led my own small professional services company in Russia, firstly focused on business continuity for banking and iron and steel metallurgy, and last 5 years on high performance clusters for oil and gas upstream. And since 2018, I stepped to the opposite side of table on the customer side, and I worked as a CIO, CISO, CTO in different companies, in different countries, in different cultures, and raised additional tentacles in operation technology, security, in cloud technologies, in compliance, a lot of things. For instance, one of my recent results, I worked as a volunteering expert for the lower chamber of Parliament of Kazakhstan, and I introduced some key ideas from GDPR and UK DPDI bill in the current edition of Kazakhstan personal data protection law. So I leveraged my experience in cybersecurity and in international privacy regulation to improve the life of residents of Kazakhstan. Up to this moment, I lived and worked in 8 countries, and right now I'm relocating to Bristol to work for British Telecom as a principal tribe architect for contract lifecycle management. In parallel, I'm working as a CISO and data protection officer for some small startups in the UK, and open for new freelance opportunities. Why we are talking about AI safety and security? What's the reason for it? Let's take a look on this recent research from McKinsey. You see, last year, the AI adoption became 3-fold faster than before. And thanks for generative AI that provided this AI adoption. So you see a very positive picture. But when we take a look on the global AI race, we see that United Kingdom is not a leader. China, India, United Arab Emirates are top players on this field. And it's interesting how to improve the position of United Kingdom in this race. Here is relatively fresh research of United Kingdom Office for National Statistics for risks and benefits of AI. And you see less than 15% of respondents believe that benefits are most important than risks for AI. And about half of responders don't think that AI could have a positive impact on their lives. And my point, my explanation for it, is the lack of transparency, lack of trust. Without beating these fears and biases of people, companies, business, we can't improve the share of successful AI implementation. And this presentation is about the reasons of these fears and ways to improve, ways to beat these fears, ways to improve the security and safety. May I ask you to write in webinar chat, how do you use AI in your private and professional life? What do you think is more important, benefits or risk of AI? And from your standpoint, what are the most significant risks of AI, in your opinion? Later, we will recall these records in webinar chat and discuss how it, discuss the relevance of your points against my points shown in this presentation. Please, in the next 2 minutes, write it in webinar chat. Does someone hear me? Oh, Neil wrote something. Okay, let's move forward. Let me show you some points of UK national AI strategy. The strategy promised to add $550 billion in gross domestic product by 2035. And for me, it's too aggressive expectations. Really, I believe the contribution will be less. And you see, new Labour government plan to reshape the strategy to cut costs. So I guess the results will be less impressive. And you see, this strategy is based on 3 pillars: investing in long-term needs of AI ecosystem, ensuring AI benefits all sectors and regions, and governing AI effectively. And I need to point your attention that one of actions in this third pillar is improving public trust in AI. I believe United States is the most significant competitor in all areas for United Kingdom and in artificial intelligence too. And in last May, United States issued the national AI strategy, and in first point, the strategy aimed to ensure the safety and security of AI system. And third, the second major competitor is United Arab Emirates, and they have a national strategy for artificial intelligence, and one of points also to ensure strong governance and regulation. Let's compare these strategies. Let's discuss the commonalities and distinctions. All three strategies targeted to boost economic growth. All of them aim to develop talents, cultivate AI expertise, attracting global AI corporations, and all of them plan to leverage AI in the public sector. But when we talk about distinctions, we see that United Kingdom is focused on AI ethics and responsible AI development and plan to leverage academic and research strength to foster innovation. And in contrast, United Arab Emirates believe that the diversity of population is a real advantage. So they plan to use this diverse population as AI test bed. And for instance, for healthcare, it's a really important advantage for United Arab Emirates, and this country is planned to leverage this advantage. And nobody surprised that United States focused on AI for national security and defense, in contrast with United Kingdom focused on healthcare and finance, and UAE focused on energy, tourism, and healthcare. So it's really interesting to compare the distinctions and to see the reasons behind these distinctions. Let me sum up. Regional strategies share common goals but have unique focuses. UK aim to be a global AI leader, and we see both collaboration and competition. All of them drive AI innovation worldwide. Now let's move down on one step and discuss AI security and safety specifically in healthcare. We will discuss some real-world AI applications. We will discuss some regulations and some risk mitigation frameworks. Let me start from well-known failure in AI, IBM Watson for oncology. You see that in about half of cases, the recommendations of AI was similar with the recommendations of human doctors. So it was like flipping a coin. And of course, it's completely unacceptable for so sensitive area as healthcare. And in one case, for instance, AI recommended surveillance instead of aggressive treatment for patient with metastatic cancer. So it was a clear way to death. And again, it's completely unacceptable for this area. And it was a great failure. And not only failure in technology, but failure in money. Just one university, cancer center of University of Texas, lost $62 million when that was spent for the system, and the system didn't show the anticipated results. Let's compare it with one fresh UK medical startup, Lucida Medical, working with cooperations with NHS. This startup made a AI-driven diagnostic interpretation of prostate cancer. And results very good. You see in the sensitivity area, so in cases when we should correctly identify patients with disease, the results of human radiologists and AI radiologists very similar. In negative cases, when we should correctly identify patients without disease, specificity is about 60%, not so far from human radiologist. And NPV is good enough. So talking about the effectiveness of Lucida AI system, it's good enough. It's a real basement for patient trust. But what we know about safety and security controls that implemented in the system? No publicly available data, except the press release about assigning European Union CE mark. Which security certifications currently held by Lucida Medical? ISO 27001, SOC 2, Cyber Essentials Plus, no information. So the absence of transparency there here is a real reasons for fears, real way to decrease the patient's trust and decrease the penetration of AI in healthcare. And to address the safety and security challenges in AI, some general and specific frameworks were developed. Some of them developed in United States, some developed in the UK, some in international organizations. Please write in webinar chat. Would you, not someone else, you personally trust our healthcare applications without full transparency from its vendor? And how transparency in security and safety affect your confidence? Please, 2 minutes to write. Okay, let's move forward. Let's discuss how AI ambitions are supported by regulatory realities. My point is that ambitious strategies require robust safeguards, and we see from the early AI implementations like vaccine for oncology, we see some risks, potential for errors in critical domains, lack of transparency, and need for rigorous oversight and quality control. And not only, it's not only my point, a lot of people have the same vision. And to address it, some regulatory frameworks were developed, and they aim to protect public safety and maintain trust, guide responsible AI development and deployment, and establish accountability for AI providers. Let's again take a look on AI regulations in healthcare for these three countries. What we should protect. Talking about United Kingdom, we should protect personal data privacy. We should protect patient safety. We should protect health info use. And lastly, we should use AI responsibly. Please note that no specific AI regulations in first 3 points. Talking about United States, they have very good law HIPAA aimed on assuring patient confidentiality. They have a recent regulation tailored for AI medical devices. They have a fresh act aimed to protect health IT, and AI risk management is a really nice framework. We will dive later. And United Arab Emirates are really good. They provided a lot of regulations in AI in healthcare. They provided really good regulations in data governance and, of course, protecting individual privacy. Again, I made a research, and I wouldn't find the statements in publicly available sources about the medical AI compliance with relevant national UK regulations. One important thing to reflect is recent European Union AI Act. As I know, it was forced last July. It's a really interesting document, and I suppose the most usable part of it is the approach to AI risk scoring. So European AI Act proposed, presumed to use 4 levels of risk for scoring AI. Unacceptable risk, where AI applications completely prohibited, for instance, for social scoring and for manipulation. High risk, and healthcare is an area where area scored as high risk, and we need to make conformity assessment. Limited risk level, where the most important requirement is transparency, for instance, chatbots, and minimal risk with just code of conduct, for instance, when we're talking about spam filters. AI, in the AI regulations, I believe European Union taking a most comprehensive approach, and UK regulations just in healthcare. And compliance with regulations crucial, but very challenging to verify. When we're talking about AI management frameworks, we are talking not about what, but about how to protect. And there is different approaches, but the same focus areas: risk management, ethics, security, transparency, and some of frameworks are industry specific. Let's start from NIST AI risk management framework. This framework is all known for me. NIST frameworks is separated on two parts: core part and specific profiles. And as I remember, 26th of July was publicly issued the first profile, generative AI profile. I guess other profiles in the pipe. 4 core functions of NIST AI RMF are govern, map, measure, and manage. And generative AI profile is targeted on the specific risks relevant for generative AI. For instance, for preventing prompt injection attacks and handling data really responsible to protect privacy. I need to focus your attention on the necessity of framing and mitigating risks. You know, all the cybersecurity is a great pipe for money. To lose your money, you can spend any amount of money on cybersecurity, and any amount of money, any amount of time, any amount of human work. So to limit it, to show results, positive results quickly, you need to frame risk. You need to assess the specific landscape of your organization, specific regulations applicable to your industry, to autonomous vehicles, to healthcare, to different areas of AI applications. And don't spend your don't waste your efforts, don't waste your time, don't waste your money for protecting from irrelevant risks. So idea of risk framing proposed in NIST 830 standard, as I remember. This idea is really important to make your AI systems reliable, safe, and secure in the shortest time. How looks typical controls in NIST AI RMF? Let's take a look on the control map 5.2. It's a short description about area, suggested actions, list of key questions to ask, thinking about this control, and links on specific documents, specific case studies, specific detailed controls. So I love to use NIST AI RMF as some kind of bibliography to find the relevant articles, relevant case studies for the specific area, and extract the points relevant for my situation from these white papers, articles, and case studies. Another notable framework is the international framework of International Standard Organization, TR 24028. It's not about safety, it's not about security, it's about trustworthiness. And I believe it's top level on safety and security. We can't provide trustworthiness without it. So using this framework is a good way to dive in the vulnerabilities, threats, and challenges specific to artificial intelligence, and to not forget about the really notable points. These frameworks mostly not about solutions, it's about questions. What we should keep in mind when we are thinking about protecting our AI applications. And one of my favorite frameworks is AWASP Top 10 in LLM. I guess all of you know about the traditional AWASP Top 10, mostly focused on protecting web applications. The same approach for large language models. And we will discuss not all of these 10 threats, but some of them. And another notable framework is the framework of World Healthcare Organization. It's a framework specifically designed to establish the reasonable, wise regulatory for artificial intelligence for health. For instance, this framework allow us to reflect about data quality considerations, about data infrastructure considerations, about models, about governance with specific tailoring for healthcare, like for instance, talking about formats. Different medical devices provide data in different formats, and unfortunately, these formats could cause hidden biases that can change our decisions, AI-driven decisions in a bad way. So it's really important to dive in this framework when we're talking about AI in healthcare. Okay, let's move one step down and discuss risk mitigations. First, and I believe most famous AI risk is prompt injection. A lot of articles with different level of panic emotion behind, a lot of articles in newspapers and magazines about prompt injections, and it's really interesting way, really interesting competition between vendors of AI models and the layers, protecting layers for them, and adversaries. For instance, one of most widely spreaded, most widely known way to implement prompt injection is jailbreaking. And you see one of examples of jailbreaking. And one of quite trivial ways to protect from this kind of attacks is to limit the length of input field in 1 or 200 words, because prompt injection attacks usually use longer prompts, much longer than normal users. And this limitation allows us to stripe out the highway for this kind of manipulation. Another interesting threat is insecure output handling. Let me stop on this slide and point out the structure of a WASP top 10 LLM framework. All of risks, all of threats in this top 10 list is discussed in 3 sections. Specific examples, ways on prevention, and attack scenarios. And we can dive in each of scenario and reflect, is it similar with our own landscape? Could these scenarios be implemented in our design? And sometimes it's a way to remind, oh, we are vulnerable too, and we should implement some protective measures to close this threat vector. Let me show the typical exploit. Imagine that we have unprotected chatbot powered by LLM, and attacker asking this, and imagine that we use this chatbot to assist employees with IT issues. And imagine that attacker asking this chatbot about the rules to create secure passwords. And by crafting query, attacker uncover the example of secure password, real secure password, and vulnerable bot disclosing this real password. As a result, attacker uses liquid password to gain unauthorized access to different systems. And another notable threat is the sensitive information disclosure. When, for instance, when we're talking about healthcare, all medical data are extremely sensitive, and we have a real reason to fear for this medical data disclosure. And one of brilliant ways to protect from sensitive data disclosure is to consider our AI system as a black box without any obligations to keep our data secure, and to protect our data on the input to our artificial intelligence system. And differential privacy is, for me, one of brilliant inventions last decade, allowing us to make reasonable hypotheses on the whole amount of data, but without opportunity to disclose the specific row of data and disclose the potential private information in the specific record. May I ask you to show this way in Zoom reactions if you know about differential privacy? Or maybe it's better to explain how it works. Just one or two. Okay, let me explain one of ways. So the idea is to introduce some amount of noise in our data to sustain our opportunity to make reasonable hypothesis on this whole amount of data, but without disclosing the specific row. Imagine that we have information about pregnancy, and we have one row in our table about Alice, for instance. We are flipping a coin. In case of forward side of coin, we move our real data from input dataset to the output dataset. In case of hits, in case of tails, we flipping the coin again. In case of head, we are right in our output dataset yes. In case of tail, we are writing no. So in 75% of cases, our data about the pregnancy of specific persons will be true. But for each specific person, nobody will be aware is this person pregnant or not? Is it clear? If yes, please show. If no, I will try to explain another way. Oops. Amir, Amir, I need to explain another way. Okay, so our idea to make, oh, I see. I see. Okay, let's move forward. So how can frameworks, from your standpoint, prevent AI failures? What are your thoughts about it? Please write in 2 minutes, if you can. Okay, move forward. When I said about the idea of risk framing, the the brother idea is threat modeling, to focus our efforts on really relevant threats. And for instance, I guess all of you know about ISO 27001 standard. And the standard have a very interesting article 613 about information security risk treatment. This standard have an NXA with about 100 security controls. All of them should be implemented. But this article allow us to produce a statement, prescribe us to produce a statement of applicability to show which security controls are really necessary in our specific landscape and justification for the inclusion, and which of security controls should not be implemented in our specific landscape. For instance, some of security controls are targeted to protect the physical assets. And if all our IT infrastructure is cloud-based, we don't have physical security assets to protect, except the personal notebooks maybe. So a lot of security controls targeted on protecting physical assets are inapplicable. And we can follow the same approach talking about AI security. We are investigating the applicable legislations. We are assessing our we are identifying and assessing our risks. We are choosing some subset of these risks to mitigate, and we are choosing the specific controls to lower these risks to the acceptable level. And let me remind about the balance between innovation and security. Unfortunately, tightening the security controls is a way to lower our operation efficiency, lower innovations. And we need to balance the reasons for stretching our security and reasons for losing our security to foster innovations, foster operation efficiency. And let's design a AI threat model for healthcare applications, for instance, X-ray cancer detection AI system. You know the STRIDE approach developed by Microsoft 10 years ago, as I remind. So STRIDE is acronym for spoofing, tampering, repudiation, information disclosure, denial of service, and elevation of privilege. And when we're talking about artificial intelligence, we need to add two additional letters, volatility and misalignment. And here a part of sample AI threat model. So for each characteristic, for each direction of threat, we are designing and implementing prevention measures, detection measures, reaction measures. We are choosing some of them in as organizational controls, some of them as physical controls, some of them are technical controls to implement truly defense in depth approach, and and considering that all controls could be breaked, but it's very very rare situations where 2 or 3 controls will be breaked simultaneously. So it's better to have at least 2 different prevention controls, at least 2 different detection controls, at least 2 different reaction controls, and the result, our trust to protection of our system will be much higher than before. So what are points that we didn't discuss today? First of all is the exploration of ethics in the specific cultural context. I'm not UK native, but I know that for centuries it was really challenging separation of country between Catholic and Protestant parts. And AI ethics, I guess, specific in different cultural context in the UK, some in Protestant part, some in Catholic part, some in agnostic part. And we didn't discuss it today. we didn't discuss advanced techniques for explainability and transparency. I tried to not dive too deep in the bits and bytes, to not make my presentation too technical. Lot of AI frameworks have limitations, and some of them not obvious. We didn't discuss it. A lot of new AI threats are emerging, especially considering quantum computing. It's really disruptive innovation in all areas, not only crypto algorithms. When we're talking about investment in AI safety and security, of course, we need to convince board that we should spend money, we should spend human efforts for protecting AI. And as a result, we need to provide the clear metrics to board to show our success, or maybe to show our failures. Of course, it's an area for future discussion. And a lot of global collaboration areas in AI governance, because artificial intelligence is a leverage for the whole human population. It's not a leverage just for United Kingdom, for United Arab Emirates, or other countries. It's for whole planet. And we need to set up the global collaboration and contribute it from each position when where we work. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to discuss these points in more details. And to conclude, rapid AI expansion in the UK needs strong oversight. Some rules involving, but gaps persist. Some strategies in UK, USA, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, other countries differ in approach, but similar in goals. We have different frameworks, but NIST, ISO, and World Healthcare Organization, when we're talking about healthcare, these guidelines are key. We need to focus our efforts to show the protection results faster. And we need the balance between innovation and security. And of course, we need expert support for AI process maturity. That's all slides that I prepared for our webinar today. Last but not least, I hope to share the areas where I can be helpful for you, where I can bring value to your business, to your work, to your life, and maybe we will find some areas to collaborate in future. Thank you. Let's go.
Has anybody got any questions?
Sorry, John, I planned to go through the chat and try to answer the points that maybe I was not answered in the presentation.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Jiri wrote, about idea generations by AI. It's a good thing, but again, I need to point out the necessity of safety here, because some ideas could ruin your business, could ruin your trust, could ruin the customer trust to your business, could ruin your relations, unfortunately. So when we're talking about ideas generation, we need to set up the reasonable guardrails and critically access these ideas, but not blindly follow them. It's a real problem, trust me. I will try to remember at least one example. Okay, for instance, imagine that you are writing the motivation letter for admission the master's program in the university. It was my experience less than a year ago. And you are trying to improve this the draft prepared by yourself with new ideas, because this motivation letter is your only chance to impress the admission team. And some ideas may be completely irrelevant for the expectation of this team and decrease but not increase your chances. You need to carefully read the results of, for instance, ChatGPT generation when you asked for some ideas. Yes, as Stephen wrote, using AI as a starting point is a good idea. But again, you need to make oversight on the results and not blindly trust to the documents generated by AI. Matthew wrote that he don't trust the output. He go and look at the primary source. Yes, it's right way, but sometimes we need to improve the balance between quality and velocity, and sometimes we don't have enough time to prove all data provided by AI. To be honest, one of brilliant ways to automatically detect hallucinations is checking the existence of web links when you ask AI to support its thoughts by external sources. Usually when we see the hallucination of AI, the URLs are pointed to the unexisted pages. So we see we can automatically see the HTTP status code, and in case of not 200, it's a reason to think again about the potential hallucination. And another thing is reliability, is robustness, because in case of hallucination, asking the same thing multiple times will provide a completely different answers. And using these heuristics allow you to limit the necessity to prove the information in primary source by yourself, but lay more on the automatic systems. Jiri wrote about lack of reliability. Yes, I guess all systems around us have some lack of reliability, and the idea of different controls is to raise the reliability, and as a result improve the customer trust to the results of AI. Steven wrote that biggest risk that someone accidentally including confidential or personal identifying information in a prompt. Yes, but I believe no ways to teach people not don't do it. Unfortunately, the negligence in human population is higher than any expectations, and I guess the better way to consider AI as a black box that can disclose any information processed by it, and use some controls like differential privacy to protect our information before entering in the model, entering in the prompt. OpenSuite wrote a great point about data breaches in training data for AI, and unfortunately, when we use some controls and not only about data breaches, but also about poisoning. Unfortunately, we have a problem that we can overfit our model by frequent implementing of our security controls. For instance, when we will frequently ask our model about existence of social security numbers, for instance, in United States setups. This model will try to answer right, but actually disclose these numbers. So the overfitting of AI models is a real challenge, and it prevents us to use simple controls, simple controls preventing data breaches. Again, I trust to differential privacy as a right way to protect data before diving in this black box. Alex wrote, the biggest risk is probably enabling some bad things that no one has even thought of doing with it yet. From one side, there is no risk here. Current generative AI can't invent new things. Actually, current generative AIs, AI models are based on the data collected by the human society before, and all inventions are done before the AI model think on it. But current direction of AGI development and the recent conflict between Sam Altman and Elias Skever about AGI is a matter to be concerned about potential invention with the next generation AI, the really dangerous things. And I reflected on it, and I don't have any ideas how to prevent it, unfortunately. A. Jones wrote that there doesn't seem to be much transparency. My confidence depends on how critical the task is. I guess a lot of let's consider the difference between professionals and non-professionals. For instance, when we're talking about healthcare, we usually consider doctors as professionals and us as non-professionals. So sometimes we don't know how, we don't have any thoughts about the criticality of some science in our blood analysis, but doctors know about the science and can predict the negative consequences. And the criticality of data could be different from the professional and non-professional standpoints, and maybe even from different professional standpoints. So transparency is a way, not a completely successful way, but way in the right direction to lower the risk of criticality of different tasks and lower the risk of negative consequences of AI decisions or AI propositions. Good question from John. I wonder how we would know if an AI healthcare app was being used. One of innovations of European AI Act is the duty of providers to explicitly note that this content is AI generated, this application is AI driven, and something like this. So in case where some decisions are based on AI, but without explicit notification about it, fines are really strong. I guess nobody will violate it. Matthew wrote about trusting the application, but is want to validate the output. In this context, I am talking about the application as a whole, not separately the processing engine and training data set and testing data and validation data set and cross-validation data set. No, I'm talking about the decision to the results of application, and sometimes we can't the opportunity to we don't have the opportunity to get the second thoughts on this this application output. Imagine that we are trying to use healthcare AI application for patient triage in the urgent ambulance of some medical center. We have a flow of patients, and we need to triage them one group for urgent urgency, another group for normal investigation, and others really simulants and should be moved out. In case of urgent situation for life, we don't have time to make the next assessment with different mediation. We should trust to our application or not use application in this situation. Neil wrote about the reputation of vendor, and as I understand, he is talking about the situation where vendor is not interested to provide the right level of transparency to protect its proprietary algorithms and other proprietary assets. I got this point, but It's objective conflict between the interests of business subjects and government, and sometimes governments should press the business, should direct the business to make something uncomfortable to protect the interests of subjects, of residents. So yes, disclosure may be the legal obligation of business, and government may force business to make this disclosure.
Hi, Sam. But a few people have dropped out now, so you might end up addressing comments for people that aren't here. Can I suggest, if anybody's got any burning question they'd like to ask, they ask it now. Is that a reasonable suggestion? Does anybody like to ask a question? Please feel free to unmute and ask. There's only 10 people other than you and I left now. No, is everybody sat there dumbfounded by the amount of information we've received?
I will share the slides with all participants, and feel free to ask me in the reply. And I will.
I'll just ask you a quick one. You said about Watson, IBM Watson, made an appalling stab at diagnosis. Have they improved it since then, or did they just give up?
To be honest, Watson is the umbrella brand for IBM efforts in artificial intelligence. I talked about the specific kind of Watson for oncology. In any case, I had no intention to offend IBM or diminish the efforts in AI development. I told about the specific case study with great public resonance, negatively with negative efforts on the AI penetration worldwide. So it was unfortunately too famous negative case in the AI.
Okay, thanks. I didn't know if they'd tried to improve their results since 2019.
Yes. Actually, AI is some kind of hype because for me, hype, the notable sign of hype is the great distance between the expectation and reality. And talking about AI, expectations are extremely high, but reality is much lower. And this difference caused some misunderstanding, some wasting a lot of money.
Sam, hold on.
Sorry. Too much echo.
So I'm watching on one television and listening on another. Still on. Hold on.
Sorry, Neil.
Sam, apologies. Yeah, so no, I was going to ask, it was just you're saying that the distance between the reality of it and do you not find that in some, like, for example, like for me in like coding tasks, I find it incredible. I find it absolutely incredible. Like learning new languages and looking at things, it's like it's so useful. But then I'm also working on it in other ways with, you know, for I don't know, like kind of analyzing and summarizing and getting information from, say, like policy and scheme documents and things like that. And at that point, you know, I can see where the kind of lack of trust and the confidence in it starts to evaporate, you know, from the business. What's your thoughts on that? Those kind of things.
Sorry, you speak too fast for me. I am not a native speaker in English. May I ask you to repeat the same, but a bit slow?
It's fine, Sam, because I'm trying, as I say, I've got one laptop where the mic's on, and I've got a television screen where I'm so it's a bit awkward actually. So what I was trying to say was, when you were saying the difference between the reality and you're talking about hype, yeah?
Yeah, difference between expectation and reality.
Yeah, and what I was saying, what my experience, my limited experience in terms of like for programming, coding, getting examples, getting information on code, learning about code, I find it incredibly useful. Yeah.
Yeah, but let me show the difference. Imagine that. Imagine the airplane, and imagine this airplane is driven by two pilots, right? So you are the first pilot, and AI is the second pilot, co-pilot. In case he is or she or they, in case he is your supporter, it's okay. You are accountable for this plane and for lives of passengers, right? And AI is AI can make your life easy, your work easy, but could you allow yourself to sleep when AI is driving this airplane with hundreds of passengers inside? In case, yes,
but that's my point. But the thing is, it's like I'm not trusting it when I'm using it to do the things that I want it to do anyway. I trust me, but I know that it's like trusting a word. I wouldn't want a word processor to write the text, but it's a useful tool for, you know, organizing text, and, you know, or even like something to tell me where my grammar is incorrect or things like that. So there's use for it. But yeah, so I guess maybe that's what you're saying about the hype. The hype is that it will be able to do all of these incredible things, but maybe it is incredible for certain purposes, but not for, is that what you maybe mean? But not for the things that people think it will be capable of when we wouldn't trust it. Would that be fair? Yeah.
Yes, you are right. So let me show again the one of first slides about one of first slides about the AI adoption and great great success last year thanks for generative AI. Yes, it's a really useful thing. You are completely right, but we are too far from 100%. You see, we need to move up on about 30%. And we can't do it without raising the trust, without the opportunity to allow ourselves to sleep when AI drive our flights in this, our airplane in the sky.
Yeah.
So in some areas, AI already very good. I love to use AI for my own essays, for my own posts, a lot of things. But when I will be able to allow it, for instance, replace me in Tinder,
Absolutely.
to get the attention of young redhead girl, it will be much better improvement in my life than rewriting essays, right? And now I can trust AI in making conversation on behalf of me in Tinder.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Sam. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Has anybody else got any other questions?
Okay, let me remind the key point from my last slide. Any AI frameworks can't protect us from all threats. They even can't protect us from most notable threats, but they can help us to keep in mind the most important things to consider about security and safety. This is about questions, not about answers. And answers is our duty as IT, AI, and security professionals.
Yeah.
Thank you again for your time and attention. I hope this presentation was quite interesting for you.
Yeah, I found it very interesting. Thank you. Given me a lot to think about. I have to go back and re-watch the recording. Preferably in the morning when I'm wide awake. Yeah. Sam, thank you very much.
Thank you, and hope sometime we will collaborate in the real projects to make this world a bit better place to live.
Well, yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Okay, thank you guys. Bye.
Right,
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Cheers. Good night, all. Thanks for coming in.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Bye.